Week 1 of the NFL season means fantasy football is back. Here are some guys to keep an eye on. Let's begin with a sleepy running back who has been a Week 1 fantasy beast for owners over the past 3 years. Raiders running back Josh Jacobs has averaged 25.7 fantasy points in the NFL opener during his 3 years in the NFL, the most among active running backs. Jacobs is coming off the board in fantasy drafts at around the 48th pick and projects to be a low-end RB2 or quality flex. The Raiders are facing the Chargers in what's going to be a red-hot AFC West matchup. Rivals Minnesota and Green Bay square off in Week 1, but while most will be paying attention to the Packers offense, who without Devontae Adams, fantasy owners should pay attention to Dalvin Cook in O'Connell's new offense. The Minnesota running back has scored 125.3 fantasy points versus Green Bay over the last 3 seasons. That's the most of any running back against any opponent in the NFL. Cook's an elite RB1 who's coming off the board in the first rounds of most drafts. Lions tight end TJ Hockenson has been a Week 1 monster since joining the NFL in 2019. Over his career, Hawk's averaging 22.5 fantasy points to open the season. That is just a tremendous amount of output from the tight end position. Hawk is coming off the board at around the 6th round in fantasy drafts, 12-team PPR, as the tight end 7 overall. And by the way, the Lions are playing Philly in Week 1. The Eagles gave up the most fantasy points to tight ends last season. 2 of the best young quarterbacks in the league will square off to open the NFL season in Week 1. Patrick Mahomes and Kyler Murray each average over 27 points during the first week of the NFL season, the highest of any active quarterbacks. Last year, the two combined for 9 touchdowns in Week 1, but both are without last year's top wide receiver targets. Tyreek Hill was traded, and Hopkins is suspended for the first 6 games. Nevertheless, KC, Arizona has the highest over-under of the week at 53.5 points, so we can sure expect to see some fireworks. And that is your Week 1 Fantasy Sports Update.